Hello and welcome to our first installment of Break Free Basics. I am Travis and I will be your host. And each week I will be breaking down the basics of self directed IRAs, solo 401ks, answering common questions that we get from our clients. And today I'm going to be answering something that we get asked quite a bit from people, and that is the difference between direct custody and checkbook control. A lot of people don't realize when they look to invest their retirement funds in alternative assets that there's kind of two different avenues, right? So the first one in the more traditional route is going to be what's known as direct custody. And with direct custody, you work directly with and through a custodian. So if you need to make an investment, move money, anything like that, you submit the paperwork to the custodian. They take that paperwork, process all of it, and make the investment on behalf of your IRA, right? So with that kind of comes a lot more fees because you are paying for that service and they're the ones driving you to your final destination. We always like to call it ordering an Uber with direct custody. So you ask for a driver, wait for them to assign you a driver, and then you're always kind of working on somebody else's timeline. With that, I always kind of like to add in it's not just an Uber, it's an Uber pool where you're sharing the car with other people because you're not the only client for that custodian. There's other people trying to get to a destination. So not only do you have to wait for the driver, but you also kind of have to wait for other people to be dropped off before you finally do make it to your destination. And you will make it to the end destination. The other route is what Safeguard Advisor specializes in, which is going to be called Checkbook Control. And with Checkbook Control, your IRA owns a specialized LLC or trust, which is where we come in. We help set up all of that paperwork. We help you open up the bank account, and the LLC and trust will have its own checking account. So whenever an investment opportunity comes, you just go write the check, wire the money, use your debit card, however they accept money. And you don't need to wait around for a custodian because with Checkbook Control, you have what's called a passive custodian. So money comes into your IRA, automatically moved to the checking account. There's no waiting around. It's a lot more nimble. And with that, there's also a lot less fees because you're not paying anybody to do paperwork, right? You're doing everything yourself. So if direct custody is like ordering an Uber, then Checkbook Control is you own your own car. It's sitting in the driveway. Investment comes up. You want to get to that destination. You just go out, back out, drive to the destination. So a lot quicker. You don't have to wait for anybody, but it also comes with risks, right? Because you're the one behind the wheel. If a four-way stop comes up, you've got to be the one to stop, make sure everything's good before you continue on. So there are those risks, but there's really not a lot of things you need to keep an eye out for. It's prohibited transactions, making sure you don't, invest with family members. And once you learn the rules, a lot like driving, you should be good to go and kind of take care of it yourself. So if being able to make investments quickly, if avoiding fees is something that's important to you and you want to learn more, feel free to comment, reach out to us, or keep tuning into these segments. We also have a podcast that we post on here, so where we talk about different investments. Really, we want to educate people on this type of investing, this type of breaking free from the traditional thought process of I have to work with a brokerage firm, really kind of putting retirement back into your hands. So like I said, each week we're going to be going over different topics. If you think of something that you want to know, make a comment and we'll cover that as well. So tune in next week. Thank you for your time.